Hi, this is Roger, thanks for dropping by. This took a bit of finding and I've had to go back a year, but what you should be seeing now is a screen grab from the video I did a year ago when this cattleya bloomed for the first time. This is my Harrisoniana, and it was discussed at that point in time. Colour break on a first time bloomer is not unheard of. And the next time it blooms, everything should be fine. But when the next time it blooms everything isn't fine, that's some bad colour break. Oh, it's such a shame, those are gorgeous blooms. Well, you can say what you would do. I mean, there's virtually not a mark on that bloom. That's what it should look like. So why have I got colour break on the others? The logical explanation is it's virus. I can see no other logical explanation. It's not just slight, it's quite bad. Well, careful what I touch now, I suppose. Mind you, I'm doing this as a standalone video. Oh, it's got a fragrance as well. It's got so much going for it, apart from the fact it's a really tatty plant, and it's already a bit suspect with the markings. But as I had such problems with highlight doing cell damage last year, and this would have been in a highlight position. I mean, these are the really old. These leaves have been on here since I had it, and they're lower down. And even this pair here, they're lower down. And I think that would have been the latest growth when I got it, probably. And then it grew this one, which bloomed. So this was the one that was in bloom on the screen grab. And now the latest growth, which is quite a bit stronger, a bit taller. Not a bad looking growth, but it's not right, is it? You know, that leaf is not flat. It's not open like it should be, and it's small. So I hate to say it, but that's going to have to go in the bin. There is no other choice. As long as it stays in here, it is a potential carrier, if nothing else. Most viruses are spread through damaged tissue. Yeah. So, like, I mean, if I've got any of the virus on my hands now, most of the viruses live inside the plant, not on the outside. They're in the tissue. That's how they work. But if I now had this on my hands and I touched another plant, there's potential to pass it on. Also, to a degree, I share water. So it is possible that water running out of here into another pot could get in and do some damage. Yeah? So it's going to have to go. That's a flipping shame. The blooms are very nice, and this was a gift plant as well, you know. So, but there's nothing I can do about it. It's no good. It's not like with Fusarium, you know. You can hopefully treat it with fungicide, which this has been done recently. Everything in here got a fungicide treatment recently. I've just seen something else open out the corner of my eye. I'll do that tomorrow, Sunday chat. But with a virus, there's no point. There's no point in thinking that, oh, okay, I'll grow the next bit and that bit will be clean. No, it won't. If it's in the plant, it's in the plant. Some plants survive for donkey's years with a virus in them, and they're not quite as strong as they should be. Their growths are not quite as good. They don't produce quite such good root systems, but they survive and bloom and carry on living. And other plants, I mean, I had a Vanda once, a Vanda species, lovely species as well. That just went down very, very quickly. So I assumed that it was never a good plant. When I got it, it was really untidy and tatty and bashed around. So it was never a good plant to start with, but it didn't last long. So that colour break is bad enough for me to, as this is now its second blooming, it's too bad. It's too bad to ignore. And you can't get, see, now on a hybrid, those could be the markings. That could be what it's supposed to be like, but not on a species. Species don't have that sort of markings. They're clean, basically. So, well, what I'm going to do with it is I'm going to take it in there and put it on the dining room table and admire these blooms, such as they are, until such time as they start to fade, at which point I'll dump it. But it's going to have to go. It's too obvious. There are times when I sort of and ah and think, well, maybe, maybe not, we'll give it a chance. We're giving one a chance over here. This Miltonia is not right, and the last time this bloomed it had a colour break, and it now has a spike. I think it's got another one somewhere as well, but it has a spike, so it's the same thing again. This is its last chance. When those blooms open, if they've got colour break, then out it goes. That just lives in a place where it hangs nicely but doesn't touch anything else. Yeah, so it's sad, but these things happen. And as I say, some people have got a virus plant in their collection and they may never know. It is like that, you know. And others, you know, you can take down several plants at once, especially if you do a massive repotting and, you know, you trim rhizomes or trim leaves back or trim roots on several plants without sterilising the scissors in between. That's the surest way to pass it on. Almost guaranteed. Whereas touching plants and touching another one, that's unlikely. Possible, but unlikely. But, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, that is virus that's going out. But, and hopefully it hasn't passed anything on, you know, but again, I have to keep my eye out on all of my blooms. The blooms are really the telltale sign if a plant has a virus, a new virus. In other words, it's been recently infected. The blooms will probably be the first sign, unless it was an incredibly weak plant in the first place, in which case it might never bloom. Oh well, I'll see you tomorrow. I got lots of different little things to talk about in the Sunday chat tomorrow. So see you then. Bye for now.